Kaizer Chiefs have reportedly revived their interest in the Ugandan striker, who they wanted to sign in the previous transfer window. Hugo Bruce has released his preliminary squad, which features 3 of Kaizer Chiefs' features. This and more on today's news. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. So we start today's news with Stephen Mukwala, who's currently contracted to Simba until 2027. Where does he play? He's a striker, and apparently, according to the Citizen, Chiefs did want to sign this player back in the it's not summer, in the winter transfer window, but then the move never materialized. And now it's reported that Nabi did go there to try and convince the player to come to Chiefs. But it seems like it's not just Nabi who wanted the player, apparently, because now there seems to be willingness from Simba's side to sell the player. Now, we can't access stats from the Tanzanian league, so I don't even know how many goals he has scored because, I don't have access to those stats. Even online, you can barely find them. So, Chiefs are apparently also willing to complete this deal in the January transfer window, which means it won't be that much of money. And remember, Chiefs did not really spend a lot of money in the previous transfer window. It was less than 15 million because they only played for Silva, which was like 3.5 million. They played for Shinga, like 3.5 million as well to 4 million. And then the rest of the players were just free agents. So he is the one that they can now go and spend money on. And the guy is still 26, so he's obviously still young enough to be a long-term person that Chiefs can look at. Now, I know the obvious question that you're asking yourself, that I also asked myself when I saw this was, do we not have enough strikers, right? That's my thinking. We have Silva, we have Ighodaro. Even now, people are saying, oh, maybe play Ighodaro. Some people are saying, no, Silva should be starting games. But they still live in a confusion between these two. And when Duba stops sulking, that means he can now come in and start. But it doesn't seem like, as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking, what if Uduba is on his way out of Kaizer Chiefs, and since they're letting go of Morris, and then Uduba is also not interested, Udupris is not performing that well, and Umayo is on loan, is it possible that maybe because of that factor or those factors, they might be going for this guy? Maybe. I don't know. Now, to the more happy news, the first one is that Claude Lilepo did not travel with the team to Egypt because he still carries an injury, but they are saying that it was more of a precaution because he had made a lot of recovery from his injury. And now, Vela against Zamalek, they have to play him because, we need Lilepo. I don't know whether it was me. I was talking to Bongani even at school about this. We miss the intensity of Lilepo, the physicality, the attempts, the taking of shots, the taking of responsibility, because for the most part, as much as the coaches also in their selection, there were some questionable decisions, but also the players who were playing, no one was willing to do the things that Lilepo does. We only saw the taking of responsibility, I'm taking the ball on and I want to score when Mfundo Vilakazi came on. But when there's Mfundo Vilakazi on one side and then there's Lilepo on the other side, then you have wingers who are very much into, I'm going to take responsibility and do something about it. So the fact that Lilepo might be available for the game against Zamalek is a huge boost for Kaizer Chiefs. There are a lot of people who watch these videos, and there is very few of them who are subscribed to the channel. Do me a favor and subscribe to the channel so that, we can grow, because a lot of people are not subscribed. Subscribe. Thank you. Next is Hugo Bruce. Hugo Bruce has released his preliminary squad with a lot of players. And I preface this with that fact because as much as 3 of Kaizer Chiefs' players have been listed in that preliminary squad, I do not know how many of them will even make it, because if I look at all of these players, he's called up how many goalkeepers for starters? Ronan Williams, Gos, Chaine, Lina, Johnson, and Peterson. So he's called up 6 keepers just for a starter. We know 3 keepers will go. It's Williams, it's Chaine. Now, between Peterson, who's been called up here, it's between Peterson and Khosi. And I don't think they will get Peterson to go. It's an unfortunate thing. As much as I think that he deserves to be there, I just doubt that Bruce will drop Khosi at this point, which, is his decision, obviously. Since obviously Umonyane, it's actually 4. I made a mistake. It's 4 players. There is Umonyane, who I think will make the final cut, because who else is a right back? The only problem is obviously that if Morena is taken as a right back and then Mutau is there as a right back, then Umonyane does not make the cut, especially coming back from injury, and given the fact that Bruce trusts Mutau, who doesn't, and then Umrena is a good backup who can also play as a right winger. The other player is Bradley Cross. This is the one that I think should make it, because who's ahead of him? The only player who's ahead of him is Modiba. And then Ukabini played against Nigeria. I wasn't convinced. I'm not going to lie. I watched that game. I was not convinced of Kabini. As much as he plays abroad, but I still think Bradley Cross can do better than Kabini. So I am hoping that Cross can be that player who can go as well, because that left back position ilahlile. And then when it comes to forwards, it's obviously Mtutuzi Shabalala who is there. And I think he might make the cut. It's just that manje sekukhona na, and especially since Yenage, he has even tasted some minutes and he's been called up before. So in total, out of the 4 players, I don't think Peterson is making it. There is a slight chance for Cross and Munyane. I don't think it's happening. So I think that there's a slight chance for Cross, and then Mtutuzi is the most likely to go, because he's been in that setup, and we know Bruce, he prefers players who have been in his setup, and we are fine, right? And then we are talking about the other Bruce Bvuma. So we know his contract is coming to an end when the season finishes, and apparently he's been offered a 2-year contract. Now, they see value, right? The people at Kaizer Chiefs clearly still see value in Bruce Bvuma, and they think that he deserves 2 years. And in those 2 years, it's most likely that there will be an option to extend after the 2nd year. But what I know for sure is that no one can offer Bruce Bvuma anything better than what Chiefs are offering him. Like, he should ask Kama Piliat, who unfortunately moved from earning 800,000 at Kaizer Chiefs, and when his contract expired, Chiefs offered him 200,000, and it was like, naning Joela Gabi. And then he left, and there was no team that could even match or pay him half of what Kaizer Chiefs were offering him. So I think that I wonder whether the deal is improved or not. Maybe the comfort zone of being at Kaizer Chiefs might also be working for him. He's been around so long, he knows so many people, and I don't think Bruce Bvuma is a horrible keeper. I just think that I expect more from him, right? I just expect more, just like most of you do. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think this 2-year contract extension is valid? And do you think Chiefs should be getting another striker? Do let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy. And go check out this analysis that I've made of how Kaizer Chiefs lost to Al Masry.